You always know someone's going to be a bit of a nutcase when everyone's running around in power armor, bionics and all that good stuff. And then you're like, well, I don't have a gun, so I'm just going to pick up some rocks and throw them at the bugs. Welcome back to episode 16 of Rimeffect, you are beautiful people. In this episode, I think we are going to expand the size of the colony. So, we might as well. Were you actually any good? Psychically sensitive, sanguine, bloodlust, annoying voice, and night owl. Good at cooking, and has potential to do some crafting. So a couple skill trainers on her with some trait releases, and then we are going to have a sanguine who has bloodlust and will be working the night shifts. That'll be pretty cool. And we're also going to go around and take out the beds, and we're just going to change all of the beds over to double beds because we have the resources now, so why not? The manufacturing has been moved over to here. We just got to put the doors in and then move it across, and we should be pretty sweet. And then we are going to be able to start sorting out this section of the base here. What are we going to do with the Prothean power cells? I do not know yet. And we also need to hold out, hoping that we can get some plasteel when we scan it. And that is about the start. Before we get too much further, what we do need to do is we need to move the walls up here. And then we're going to deconstruct this. And we are going to take this and then put it into the top part here. So then we're going to have a actual like proper sized rec room, because I don't know, right now that doesn't seem right. And we also got the rat run so people can come through here. In the meantime, what we are going to do is we'll just uninstall this wall so then people can come in from behind and then pick this up and put that there so it's not on the way anymore, which for us should be pretty good. These are odd. We just got two battle animals wandering and they are Mycoid Colossus. So they kind of just look like the overgrown Colossus. Mycoid Colossus is a variant of the overgrown Colossus. Called it native to mycotic jungles. It seems to be reptilian nature with cold blood, slow metabolism and very weird body plan. With its 6 legs, 2 intertwined spines and 6 eyes, it has a symbiotic relationship with fungi. Do you know what? Reading over them, they don't actually sound super interesting. Basically they're a really bad version of a Venusaur, but without the vine attack. So we'll go butcher them, we could do with the meat. Oh, and we've also got a bear there that Oya fought. And we'll take those in. When they reproduce, which they can, their little spawnlets aren't actually anything to do with the actual creature itself. So you'd have to retame them. So I don't think they are going to be worth the hassle. What we do need to do is put some steel tiles into this section. And then figure out what we're going to do with this room up here. And who are you? Royal Tribute Collector. Cool, we're not interested in you, we're not after titles at the moment. And what did we get? We just got a bunch of raw fungus, not a massive amount. And no, you need to be redone. So steel slag chunks, copy and paste. Oh no, that one is sorted and that's one. Okay, just one of them wasn't. And what about you? We'll deconstruct you. That's done, that's done. Okay, let's start moving some walls across and let's make this base look super smart. And where do we want that running to? To here? Yeah, I think that is going to look about right. We'll deconstruct that. We're going to need to clear this, put a extra door in. And then start stripping this bit down. I think we're going to need to keep this airlock. Otherwise, this is never going to stay cold. And with that, we'd actually have to move this to here. The bases come along quite quickly. With this prefab components, when you put them down, the walls get built super quick, so as long as you have some stuff, it works super well. Gnu is on a mental break and he's decided to go beat up the prisoner, and now he's stopped, which is cool. But what we can do is if we take the Kodiaks, the Kodiaks will be able to fit into here. So we could have 3 Kodiaks in this section. Or we could do like, say, 2, so one like that, and then one along here. So we're going to have our own little spaceport there, so we don't have to have this bolted onto the outside. Because a Kodiak is super expensive, and obviously we don't want to lose them. So having them in here is going to make them easier to defend, and also kind of look a little bit better. So we have our own little space dock. Loading them and unloading them is going to be a lot quicker because we can just run in and out. And then all we need to do is set up a place. So I think, unfortunately, you would have to go here. Is we can have a little spaceport then for the Themis freighter along here, because when the Themis freighter comes in, it's going to be like probably carrying a lot of like steel slag and that. So if we drop it here and it like drops all of its kit, which it does, then it's going to be easier to get into the processor room. So we want the processor rooms closer to where the spaceport's going to be, and we do need to put some lighting in here. which won't take too long. It's all lighting's in, so everyone's going to work a little bit more efficient. And I think we move the Kodiak before it accidentally gets slotted by something. So, ooh, that's something that we could do. So if we went, say, one Kodiak there, space, another Kodiak, space, Kodiak. And then it'll go down, so we can get like 3 in along here quite happily. And then we'll just have the entrances behind them, so they'll be almost in their own little independent spaceport. And yeah, let's try that out. So that goes to there. Then we go structures. And then we put a door there, so we just remove this one, put that there. Then we take this door, we'll deconstruct that for the moment, and chuck a steel wall over it. Yes, we can. And then we can just drop a second one in here. So it's getting into the Kodiaks. Loading them is going to be super quick. They're right next to the old storeroom. And they're going to be safe as well. So not randomly going to get taken out. Because we did have a space battle. And a couple of bits of debris landed on the Kodiak, which caused a little bit of damage. Thankfully now we are able to clear this map super quickly. But we still haven't been attacked in a while. Which is making me worry. Because when an attack comes in. Because it is scaling against time. And we haven't had one in a fair few days. So when was the last one? Ship landing was a frigate. Manhunt back. So that was an enemy raid was when? Day 208. We're now 231. So it's been what, like 23 days since the last attack. Which isn't great. That means it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more dangerous. We are starting to run low on steel now, but that's kind of be expected. We have just done a whole massive building project. Oh, and there's some of the ship chunks from when we had the space battle. We might as well check these guys if they've got anything. I doubt they're going to, though. Just out of curiosity, we are going to put down 2 auto miners. I want to see if they can use these, our little drill stations. Because if they can, that's going to be super useful. That's going to free up a bunch of colonists, or it means that we can like hyper aggressively start digging for ore. So this area is going to have a whole bunch of steel in it. Steel's obviously something that we always need. And then also what we've decided to do is we've gone on to missionary and metallics. This is going to allow us to make some like, it's still plasteel, but it's like discount plasteel. So I think we'll expand this area here. And then we'll have this section here so that we can have a bunch of robotic stuff going on. Expand out this bit, and then we can expand out down here. So this will be like, say, the hangar base. So this is all where all the ships are. This is then going to be for like the heavier ships. I think on that side then we can have our hydroponics, and then up here we can have our machining. So there it goes, central, processing and food and research. Then it'll be like living / processing, power, and then more processing on the outside. So all of our colonists, all of our pawns are all in the important areas, so they're never going to go without eating without a table. And then going further out is going to be even more manufacturing and resources, because we're going to need a lot of it. And we've got an infested ship chunk coming. I was only one of those ones, they're pretty small. Let's go and sort that out now, because we just don't want that coming up and biting us when we're not ready for it. Give that a little volley, and now move back. And this should be dealt with super quickly. And someone pointed out that you can use multiple annihilation fields. So I think it's because we use bionic domination. But let's try to put down these annihilation fields. See how many we can get down. So there's 1. There's 2. And then there's 3. So we can get 3 out. And yeah, that is brutal. That is actually devastatingly powerful. Sweet. So that gets me interested in the bionics over here, because what we can do is if we get the power efficiency module, which decreases the costs of bionic abilities, and then we got bionic power amplifier, accelerates the bionic energy recovery rate, which is super good. And we can also give our guys stabilization modules, which would be quite nice. But we still need plasteel before all of that. Just having a little play around with the plasteel forge. It looks like this is going to take a fairly large setup to automate this. But once it is done, it is definitely going to be worth it. So we're going to need chem fuel. Chem fuel's not a problem. We can manually put the chem fuel in. But it will require steel brick, and chem fuel. How quick does it produce the plastil? Probably not very quickly, I would put my money on. Otherwise, that's going to be super powered. Yes! About time. Okay, emergency enforcement Mycoid Victor will attack us in upcoming 12 hours. Okay, so we've still got 12 hours on that. I'll tell you what we might do in the meantime. Because we do have some ESO, and we do have 10 advanced components. So let's make 2 Omni tools. What could go wrong? And we'll set that to J for the moment. Is this the right one? Yeah, cool. Hopefully we get 2 Omni tools ready for when that fight comes in. Then we are hopefully going to get overload with that. Maybe an extra sabotage. And then these mechs aren't going to be nearly as dangerous. Because right now these mechs are going to be super dangerous. Mycoid Victor is now coming in. And that's a large rage. So we've got to hope that that is going to be mainly ciphers. That is not ciphers. And is that an angel now? Dominion. Okay, an improved and strengthened version of the aura. A Dominion is an angel-shaped mechanoid surrounded by a whirling cloud of 6 levitating metallic blades. They favour close combat, approaching their victims and engulfing them in an incinerating whirlwind of slashing death. They also have the ability to regenerate their wounds with fast-acting mechanites. Unlike their more ancient and less advanced relatives, this particular unit is much more intelligent and will seek cover and provide much more of a challenging opponent in melee combat. Right, well, 50% sharp resist. This is going to be a doozy. Advanced centipede, 82. You know, you're still devastating. Advanced heavy charge blaster. Now, how dangerous are you? 15 damage, 12 shot burst, 22% armor penetration. Still nothing too scary there. Siege master, good armor. Then we've got Goliaths in the back. Cool Colossus now, 70% sharp. Okay. I think we should be fine. If I told you I wasn't quite sure how we're meant to deal with this, would you believe me? Okay. First things first, let's get all the hauler bots back. Force recharge on all of those. Mining bots aren't doing anything. Cool. We will loop out the back of the base for the moment. We are going to be faster than most of them, and there is a big old group, so we're going to be able to pull the ciphers. What do they want to be called? Dominions, Dagger Schnouts, and Knight's Way. Siege Breakers will stay in the back largely, but man, that is a lot of Siege Masters. And yeah, we just move back, we go here, we try to take out their close combat to start with. And I'll tell you what, they do have a shield up here. Now, it is a high shield, like a ship high shield, so I'm wondering if that can intercept the siege breakers, if they count as mortar rounds instead of direct fire. Okay, going to close all the doors because our little hauler bots still keep trying to get outside. And we got our guys along here. So, how is the split happening? Yeah, we can split them along here. It looks like there's a small group coming off. So we fight as many of them across this part as we can now. That's going to try to take out their close combat. With their close combat taken out, we should be in a situation where we can start picking off little groups like them. Because we can't fight that head on. That would just run through us. So if their close combat, well, their close support's out, then they're not as much of a threat. We can pick these guys apart. Our weapons are pretty decent. Our armor's decent. We are quicker than most. As for what's left along here, nothing too much. So I think we just have to push along, push through these guys, pick a fight with a couple of the siege masters. No, I think that's a bad idea. We'll deal with it when we get to it. Right now, it is just going to be about taking out the centipede here and that phalanx. Best chance we get. Patrick, good job. Move in here. Daisy and Oya have the big boy guns. Okay, that's one centipede down. That's not too bad. Move up this way. Get these spread out as much as we can. Yeah. It looks like the base is confusing them, which I really rate. I don't mind that at all. If that turns out to actually be a thing, that would make for a really interesting kill zone / base design. How far away are the siege masters? They're fairly far away. That's cool. We can face tank a couple centipedes. A lot of our guys have shields, so the shields are going to hold. We are going to need to move a slightly closer forward. Okay, they're destroying the overwall coolers again. But as far as things go, that's not the worst thing they could be going for. Do you know what? They're divided enough down there that we can move this way. And then that means we're just going to have to fight the siege breakers pretty much by themselves later on. Kendra, I'll allow you to use that quickly if you want to get one of those off. Try to take something over. Oh, Patrick just got faceful. Down 54 already. That's not great. Okay, turns out getting in close against those guys is a bad idea. And an even worse idea against them. Let's move up. Let's try to keep some distance. Yeah, we're going to have to try to just pick them apart little groups by little groups. Defeat in detail, I believe. What is that showing? Okay, going for some more of my hauler bots and power lines over there. That's fine. I think maybe if we research a shield generator, that might buy us a bunch of time against mechs. Yeah, this is a little bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be. I did say we were worried about it being 20 odd days before the next raid. Pristine Ruins. Cool. Yeah, so they're getting more stuff in. That's cool. Move back along this way again, guys. Let's keep our distance. We are better at range than the mechanoids. Just about. Phalanx can go annoy the old centipede. Base is burning along there. We're not fussed about that. The siege breakers might be a matter of just running in and punching them in the face. But we can't do that whilst they have things that can shoot us. So we're going to move this way again. They've only got, what, one centipede left and a couple Goliaths. We can take that fight. That's a fight we can definitely win. Patrick, do you mind just staying out of the fight for the moment? You are pretty beaten up. Barney, you're in here. Let's move down. Siege breakers are finally getting their rounds off. Didn't do a crazy amount of damage. I thought that might have done a bit more. So this is the last group here. Then I think the rest of it we're just going to yeet at and punch them until they stop shooting. Not that that's the best strategy I've ever come up with. So, what are you going to do? You're going to fight the big mechs? Be like, yeah, how would you fight them? Well, like, we had all these, like, spacer guns, and then we just run up and punch them in the face until they died. Like, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Get in there, Gnu. You got this. Toad, you're in on that one as well. These guys will keep firing, hopefully keep you alive. So what's that? Berserk on him. So he's attacks anyone that he sees. Gnu, mate, do you mind just moving that side so you don't get shot in the back? That'd be great. We've only got one Goliath up there. Okay, yeah, this is ours now. Happy. It's just a clean up. And what is your armour? 85. So still not lightly armoured. So they only got 6 Siege Masters left and one pretty beaten up Colossus. I think our best bet is... we're going to have to come up this way. I was thinking that way might be a better thing, but then we're going to be caught out in the open. Yes, we're going to be caught out in the open here, but it's only going to be caught by a couple of them. If we go that way, we have to literally run the whole length of a building against 6 of them. This way, we only have to run the length of a building against 2, and then eventually 3, and so on and so forth. But then by the time we get close enough to them that there's enough of them, we should, if the plan holds, be able to get in close. Okay, cool. So one of them's down. We've already taken over another one. Kendra, how's your bionic powers looking? Not great. Patrick, you are still on cooldown? Yep. I don't want to stand still whilst these guys are all there. That's a bad idea. Thankfully, those cannons, if we went in armour, they'd literally tear us apart. But they're just not penetrating the armour. And we're just a little bit too close for them to really do too much to us. We might as well get it so if they shoot, they do themselves in. And Patrick can actually get some shots off. Woo! Okay, cool. No doubt. Okay, we done it. And the mech hive has returned. They dropped straight on top of us. Oh, fantastic. all we've managed to do is get a couple of the mechanoids in, and considering the amount of hauler bots we got, that isn't many. And what we have decided is if I just move the lamps one over, then we can just put the double beds just straight down on top. And okay, how many of them are there and where are they dropping? Let's take everyone other than Patrick, because he does need to heal up, and let's get out there. How many are we looking, and what are they? 4 advanced centipedes, 1 hoplite, 1 Goliath, an incinerator, 2 dominions, 1 eviscerator. If we can get this advanced inquisitor, we can bait him out so he comes into the middle and then we nuke him. Then we're going to do pretty well. Actually, Kendra, how is... I think we just spam down bionic Annihilation Fields. Let's give this a go. How much damage does that do? The answer is a lot. That's actually insane. That's a crazy amount of damage. I do like the domination though. Domination works pretty well. Advanced Inquisitor's about to go down. We're losing a bunch of little robots. These guys are coming in. Okay, cool. Let's move back just a little bit more because they're just poking around that corner. The hoplites being mind controlled, so is that advanced centipede. What we got to do is if we can move and break line of sight of that centipede, it will attack something else. There we go. It's now attacking these. So we have a tank in the front. Let's move back in and cause as much damage as we can. Patrick, how are you looking? You still got some conditions need tending. No one's seen to him yet. Okay. And that kind of gives you an idea of how quick this attack was after the last one. He hasn't even been tended to. Okay, these are going down. And let's move in once more. Yeah, this one isn't as scary. I think drops obviously a lot more terrifying if you have a kill zone, because if they drop behind the kill zone, you're in trouble. Or if you're out of position and they drop in, they're terrifying. But if you're not relying on the kill zone, it doesn't really kind of matter where a drop goes in, so long as you can get you guys together. Because then you just move in and take it out. And drops are always smaller than a standard attack. And also we're in like the best armour in the game, with some of the best guns at some of the best quality you can get. And just gotta wait for that Colossus to go down. Come on. Sweet. Nice thing about the advanced mechs is, yeah, they come in way bigger numbers, which makes them a bit more challenging, but they drop more plasteel. And plasteel being one of the things that we are super struggling for, I'm actually really happy those mechs came in. So I think we got 12 from the Goliath is what it looked like. Then if we see the advanced centipede, so we're on 25 now. Yeah, so we get 25 from an advanced centipede as well. So that's about 250 silvers worth of plasteel right there. So 13 that time and some components. Yeah, they are actually really worthwhile. If you can get your base set right and you can deal with mechanoids, then yeah, you are just going to make an absolute fortune over these bodies. Oh, probably should clear some of this stuff. Got a little bit carried away there. Yeah, so killing mechanoids. It kind of reminds me of, what was it, like 1.0? When stripping down mechanoids was like super worthwhile. And you're trying to escape. Cool. Let's just go here and, oh yeah, just go and beat them down. Maybe not shoot them with the anti-material rifle, mate. That doesn't sound quite fair. Just punch them in the face. Go on. So, as per requested, we were asked to bring in an extra colonist. So here is Faye. Her backstory is actually kind of cool. So she was an animal caretaker and then became a pirate trooper. She has neurotic and gifted. She can't do medical, can't do social, can't do intellectual, but has some really good stats across the board. But also has a burning passion in intellectual, a passion in medical, and a passion in social, but can't use any of them, which is fun. But we will need to get her a helmet and some extra armour and a gun, because we don't actually have any of them at the moment. But what we will do is we'll be setting her to crafting, as that will be one of her main jobs. Actually, that will be her main job, for the simple fact that we just have a lot of little crafting jobs that need doing, and not too many people are doing them. Well, we've got 2 people that are doing them and they're very talented, but it would just be a lot more efficient if we had an extra person on that as well. So welcome aboard, Faye. Well, this is a bit of a result. We just scanned some underground gold. And how much is going to be there? 900. Do you know what? That is not a little bad amount of gold. A little bad amount of gold. If I could word, that'd be great. I'll bring that along to here. And where did I put it? There. Cool. Yeah, happy with that. An extra just shy of 1,000 gold. That's going to be able to allow us to make a whole bunch of advanced components, and whatever we're not using we're going to be able to sell off. And for some reason no one wants to haul these mechanoids. Now in this playthrough this isn't going to be a big deal, but we just got the option that we can duplicate stacks. Now if you're watching the Blood Pack episode or series, you know why duplicating a stack is going to be a pretty big deal. That is actually awesome. So let's go wipe a bunch more of these. I'm not sure what's happened. So anyway, we basically went to wipe one. So we done this, wipe, yes. But we clicked that a couple times. But as you can see, what's happening is it's creating more stacks as we click it. Now if we go here and then we go duplicate stack, what happens? How does this work? Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so that's a bit of a bug right there. But if you know how many Vortra and Krogan we're going to need in the other series, you know why that is kind of a big deal. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful indeed. Dark Beast has revenged, which means we are going to have a Mechanite blackout. So basically when this dies it releases a bunch of Mechanites and then blocks out the sun. But I've also found a bunch more steel. So we have some more mining to do. It is just going to be about getting as many resources together as we can. And that is a decent sized chunk. Let's go and sort this one out. Okay, so I was having a little play around with the cortical stacks. I wanted to see what would happen. Turns out you can sell them, but you can't sell the cortical stacks that have anything in them. So we have just found a infinite money glitch. Not that we're going to abuse that, we're not. No point playing Ironman if you're going to properly abuse the mechanics. But interesting nonetheless, that could be quite helpful in a pinch. And the answer is yes, the little drill bots, if no one else is on them, will go and use the deep drills. Yet again, also super useful. I thought they would, but given earlier when they didn't, I wasn't too sure. But yeah, that means we can automate a lot of our mining as well. So it's all just a big discovery, this series, isn't it? You always know someone's going to be a bit of a nutcase when everyone's running around power armor, bionics and all that good stuff. And then you're like, well, I don't have a gun, so I'm just going to pick up some rocks and throw them at the bugs. Be like, I think you are going to fit perfectly, Faye. One more thing, we also got the Omni tool, so it's level 2 now, and we got that on GNU. So he's got Tactical Cloak and Quick Cryoblast. Now, Cryoblast is pretty good because it's an AoE slow. So you start banging that down and they can auto-cast it, and it's got a fairly quick cooldown if I am not mistaken. Cooldown of 0.3 hours. So yeah, they can just spam that out. So we have a bunch of guys rocking the Cryoblast. Then that's going to be pretty good. And yeah, GNU just decided to fire that off for some reason. So yeah, as you can see, it just drops a little area and then anything within that area is then slowed. Which is cool, that works really well for us. Ooh, now this might be interesting. High Command of the 45th Alliance Fleet lost contact with one of their Kodiak shuttles performing a routine scouting mission near the Infun. They are particularly interested in the data from the shuttle black box, which will automatically upload it once you're in range. The 45th Alliance Fleet has no personnel they can spare to launch your rescue operations. As such, if there are any survivors, they'll choose freely to return with you to flee and fun. Okay, crash might attract the attention of hostiles. Okay, we're going to accept that, just because that sounds like an actual mission from the Rimeffect mod list. So let's go and take Patrick J, Oya, Basti, and GNU. Actually, let's just take 2 more so we're up to the 7. That will leave Daisy, Toad, and Barney. Oh, actually, we'll leave Jay behind so we can carry on building stuff. Okay, so we'll send them into the Kodiak, and then we'll go on our way and see what that mission is like. That could actually be a lot of fun. Hopefully there's something interesting comes from it. Oh, it's got its own little picture as well. That is cool. And let's risk it for a chocolate biscuit. Let's go straight into the middle. Why not? Man, that thing is rapid. Super quick. What is that? Annual Expo. Okay, not too interested. Zoom in. Okay, so these are our Alliance guys. And let's go along here and see what happens. Do these go Manhunter on us? So we've got Dob, who's in some Alliance kit. Do they just join if we get close enough? I'm not too sure what's happening here. Anything that says anything? No, just Kodiak shuttle there. We did just claim it. Let's deconstruct that. Maybe it's in the building? Is there a black box? No, quest completed, shuttle crash. Okay, all we need to do is just show up there. And Dob, let's have a little ganders at you, buddy. You any good? Melee, mining, animals, medical, chemical fascination, body purist, bionically skilled, composed and fragile. What is your gear like, actually? That's probably the more important question. Not great. Okay, if you could just drop that for me, mate. So, whenever you're ready. And then if you want to drop that as well. And that shotgun. And now if you'd like to just kindly go away, I'd appreciate that. Cool. And yeah. Good job we left that space in the Kodiak. Oh no, as you know, we don't even need to worry about that because he's not even coming with us. Ha ha. Okay, stockpile zone there. Let's allow everything. And also, there is a bunch of steel slag on this map. So let's take that back with us and see if we get anything from it. 12 bits. That's not a massive amount. And we'll reinstall this here. Cool. So from that we got 4 advanced components, 97 plasteel, which is alright, 12 steel slag, that's cool, and some Alliance armour and an Alliance shotgun, which we can all give to Faye once we get back to the base. So at least you'll have some kit, which will be cool. And we're ready to go. That is so rapid. It is wicked. Zoom in, and I do believe I marked down the tile, so let's hope it comes in the correct way, because if it comes down straight, that's gonna do that. Okay, that's fun. Okay, let's reinstall this. Back to where you're meant to be. And I don't think we've got anything for the walls being destroyed. No. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of tinkering, but I reckon we can sort that out. And let's get all of this hauled urgently. But with that, I think that is a good place to wrap up the episode. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Content, and I look forward to catching you on the next one.